Hi Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for February 1st through the 7th. And I'm going to start with a few minutes of astrology like I always do. I'm going to timestamp below, and then we're going to go into career / money, whatever financial situation you're in right now, and then relationship. So this reading is not going to be as long as I normally do, guys, just because I'm back to work, the new semester started, and I'm just readjusting myself. I'll go back to my longer versions. I need a minute to reacclimate myself. But I did want to get a message out for the first week of February nonetheless. So hope you guys are doing fantastic today. So we really only have 3 things to really talk about this week. We have Mercury going retrograde, right? Your ruler in Aquarius. So for you guys, that's going to be happening in your 9th house, right? So 9th house energy is a lot about higher education, a higher mindedness, your personal philosophy, what you believe in. So I feel like this is going to be very retrospective energy for you. Introspective and retrospective, right? You're going to be doing a lot, I feel like, of like looking back to the past, of thinking about why you feel the way you do, why you think the way you do. And there's going to be a lot of revamping in this area for you right now, because that's where the party is for you guys right now, right? For the next 2 years in that 9th house. I've been talking a lot about that. I go into it much more in detail in my other astrology videos if you guys want to check those out. But so we have that going on in the 9th house. So 9th house does also have to do with, though, like legal transactions as well. So just keep that in mind. So if you're signing any paperwork, if you're needing to negotiate any sort of paperwork, anything like that, there may be a little bit of a slowing down in this area with Mercury retrograde, as Mercury rules Gemini, you guys, and Virgo. So there's a lot of, Gemini, you guys are not only the house of communication and siblings and neighborhood and short distance travel, you're also the house of business, like business negotiations, right? And so Gemini works, 3rd house works in tandem with the 9th house. So it's in opposition right now. So with Mercury retrograde, don't be surprised if you're feeling like you need to reevaluate or revisit or revise some sort of legal paperwork, right, that you might have going on right now. Okay, so that's going to resonate with some of you. We also from January 30th actually until February 3rd, it's not a long transit, but I feel like it's going to pack a punch. We have the Sun squaring Mars. So the Sun is going to be, again, still in your 9th house with everybody else in that party. And Mars is going to be in your 12th house, which is the house of the subconscious. And Mars is all about, as I always say, in a nutshell, Mars is many things. I mean, you could do a 3-hour video on Mars. But Mars really is very concerned about us being on the path that we're meant to be on in our life. And if we're not, he's going to create tension. He's going to squeeze. See, Mars is the one who comes in and throws up the red flags that most of us ignore when we're in something like longer than we should be. And then when we can't get out of our own way, Mars comes in and is like, okay, listen, if you're not going to be able to do this on your own, I need to help you out here. But Mars is going to be hanging out in your subconscious, right? It's everything that you're going to be sort of feeling underneath. It has to do with your spirituality. So there's a lot of change that's going on here, because Mars likes change. Mars wants change. So there's going to be this tension between your belief system that you exercise out in the 3D and what you're actually feeling. So you put those together. How do you not get change out of that? But there also might be this tension where if you feel very intuitively strongly about something, that like within some sort of business connection, having to do with some sort of legal matter, there's going to be tension between what you genuinely feel and what you feel like is being presented to you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And now finally on the 5th into the 5th and 6th, we have Saturn conjunct Venus. So that is also going to be happening in your 9th house. So just know, look, it's a short transit, but just know that there might be a little tension going on there, a little something. It's not, I don't feel like an end of the world kind of thing by any stretch, because remember, if those of you who watch the love read, there is the sextile to Chiron coming up for everybody, and it's all about healing, right? So wherever our Venus is, there's going to be a sextile to Chiron as well. So there's going to be this beautiful healing. So if you're feeling stress, having to do with anything regarding how you're thinking, how you're feeling, your belief system, where it is that you're going, any sort of, even any sort of negotiation that you have going on with foreign lands, foreign cultures, having to do with a long distance travel, particularly like maybe you work online and maybe you do a lot of business and negotiations with people from other lands or who live away from you, right? So it could be that kind of dynamic. So there could be stress, but it's going to be, but it's on purpose. It's so that we could just slow down and look at something a little more closely, okay? So let's pull your crowning energies. Time for a nap. Not likely for a Gemini. Nope. Just kidding. Actually, Geminis can get very tired because they're so busy with the other side of themselves. But when I say time for a nap, what this energy really does mean is it's time to understand that everything that you've done up to this point, you've done well, you've done with good intention. Now it's time to just pull back and rest for a second, allow the energies to happen. Such a great energy to get for a Gemini for Mercury retrograde. The best thing to do is just sit back and let things happen. Not to say you're just going to lay in bed all day and not do anything. But don't try to be that, overly assertive, overly, let's go. Take it back a couple of steps and just say, all right, I've been working really hard. Everything is sort of as far as it can go right now in this situation. You just have to sit back and say, I'm just going to take a rest here for a minute and let things, just see how things roll out. See how things roll out. That's really what it's about here. Seeing how things roll out. Okay, go. We have the South Node. Second house of resources, things that matter to you, things that value your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about yourself being in something. And then we have Leo. Leo's the fifth house of me. It's the fifth house of creativity. So when we get the South Node, it's about releasing something. So it's releasing something and focusing on your creativity for releasing something that you've had going on right now. You know what it is? It's almost like coming to this precipice where it's like, okay, how's this working for me so far? If I'm not happy in this, I need to let that go and really get in touch with what it is, right, that you really want. Because Leo's all about not only your creativity, but doing what you like to do because you love to do it. It's also the house of the entrepreneur, as well as children, as well as romance, falling in love, the act of sex, how you connect with your partner on a Sunday through Monday, a Monday through Sunday rather. That would be terrible. That would be one day, right? So that can be very relevant for the love reading. And again, the second house can have to do with money, but it's also about our self-esteem. So you may be in this space, Gemini, where it's like, you know what? I've been trying really hard at this thing. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a career, whatever it is. But I feel, it's this very destiny-driven realization that's so supported whenever the nodes are involved that I need to just stop doing that. It's not working for me. So why do I keep trying to do it that way? Either you need to change the way you're doing something, or you need to release it altogether. But now you go into nap mode and think. Geminis do really, really well resting and thinking, right? With those ideas of pop and there's always 50 things going on, right? It's really good sometimes to just take like a bunch of cat naps. Throw your feet up on a pillow, have it higher than your heart, right? Totally go, meditation mode and think through whatever it is that you have on your heart right now, whether it's about that relationship or this money situation, career move, whatever it is. Opposition. This is exactly what I was just talking about. I was just discussing the opposition of the 9th and 3rd house, because that's what it is. You see how it has the keyword balance? Because that's what it is. Our axes, the houses work in tandem. The 1st house with the 7th house, the 2nd house with the 8th house, the 3rd with the 9th, the 4th with the 10th, 5th with the 11th, and 6th with the 12th, right? And those always go hand in hand, right? So there's this need to confront something. There's a need to manifest something, but there's going to be this conflict that you're feeling. But you know what's interesting here, Gemini? I feel like you're going to be calling yourself out on something. Isn't that funny? Then I'm being called to say that. You're being called out on something, but I feel like you're calling yourself out on something, if that makes sense, where it's like, all right, you know what? I've been in this relationship. I got to cut it out. This is not bringing me what I want. I have to start being really honest with myself, or I have to stop being in separation with this person, because if I'm really honest with myself, I really want to be with them. Or what am I doing banging my head against the wall with this job kind of thing? Really, however it would connect with you. But let's pull for career right now. Now, again, this is career/money. Maybe you have a lawsuit cooking. You're waiting on an inheritance. There's some sort of insurance payout. There's some sort of selling of a home, buying a home, something to do with a home. Any your money, your partner's money, any way that money would exist in your life right now. Okay. This makes sense to me. I'm sorry. I just did like a quick analysis of the closing energy here. The final outcome is the devil. And it totally connects to what we were talking about here. Okay. Coming into this energy, though, we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is very supportive. You know, it's a supportive energy. You're getting what you need. Maybe you like who you work with and for. If you're working at home, you're at least making ends meet. But it's kind of like a friendship, collaboration, celebration kind of energy. Okay, coming into this. So liking what you're doing, right? This is in the recent past. Things were going pretty well. Now we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands comes in here and is like feeling very, very creative, really free-spirited, wanting to sort of break free. That's definitely like the King of Wands energies. I want to go, I want to do. It really is, and it's passion, right? It's a passion energy. It's Scorpio and Sagittarius. Okay, which I think is interesting because we're talking about this 9th house energy so much with you, right? And Sagittarius is the landlord of the 9th house. Scorpio is the landlord of the 8th house, which is all about endings and beginnings and a transformation process that needs to go on. So Sagittarius having to do with what your belief system and what it is that you want for yourself and what do you believe? Well, Scorpio and Sagittarius, there might be this need to actually change what it is that you're believing or your perspective on how you're viewing something in the workplace, having to do with your career, what you ultimately want for yourself, where you see yourself going, where you see the situation going, this lawsuit. What's the end point here? I'm really staying focused on that. We have this working with the Knight of Cups energy, which is a proposal, an offering of something, the Knight of Cups. It's Aquarius and Pisces. So Aquarius is all about the future, right? It is also that 11th house energy of gains, of our goals, right? And Pisces has to do with dreams. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's interesting how I get more out of the astrology than the tarot sometimes. As I feel like for a lot of you, you're in this space right now where you're really asking the hard questions of yourself. It really does feel like that. Like, what do I feel passionate about in a way that's going to bring me the gains to help me meet my goals, in a way that I'm doing my work and achieving these things in a way that that speaks to my dream space, that speaks to the deepest part of myself. Because Pisces is the deepest part of ourselves. It's the 12th house. It's the subconscious. Right? And right, you guys have a lot going on there with Mars is in there like rocking it out in that house for you guys right now. So the crowning energy here is the Page of Swords. So the page comes in and announces things, right? And there's some sort of truth that's being announced here. Okay, definitely something coming out into the open. And it's a page, so it's not like a big grandiose thing. It's just more like a realization, It's the earth of the suit of air. So whenever we say that, like anything earthy is grounded. So it's like this grounded fundamental truth regarding some sort of financial situation that just needs to be understood. Like there is like this truth is what needs to be focused on. And we have the foundation energy here with the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is cups. Yeah, Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is an energy of regret, of loss, of feeling abandoned, just feeling kind of lost and confused and like not feeling very connected, feeling very disconnected from things emotionally. Now the energy representing you right now is the Queen of Cups. Ooh, I love this. I love this because in astrology, this is you, this is Gemini and Cancer. So Gemini here, I feel like is Gemini's about communication and learning, and Cancer is not only about home, but about feeling very grounded and rooted in something and getting what you need, feeling happy, feeling secure in it, feeling secure, even if you're scared. So now for some of you, if this has to do with any sort of home situation, it's literally Gemini and Cancer. Communicating about, and Gemini also has to do with business, about a home. So some of you may literally be dealing with some sort of circumstance having to do with home that's going to impact your money. So maybe you're getting a loan, maybe you're selling your home, maybe you're buying a home, something to do with that. If it doesn't literally have to do with that, your home, talking about something having to do with home, or even, this could even have to do with an inheritance, right? Some sort of negotiation that goes on, maybe having to do with somebody's home, right, that you inherited or something like that. But if it's not that, it's just having this conversation with yourself about what it is that you need to feel very, very grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. Because the Queen, so the thing is, the Queen of Cups energy is a very nurturing and nurtured energy. It's healing. There's a supportive element to it. But that doesn't happen on its own. It happens through this beautiful communication. So we have the Wheel of Fortune as the energy external to you that's going to be impacting you, which is awesome, right? Wheel of Fortune. I love this one. This deck is so pretty. This is the Gilded Tarot. The Gilded Tarot Royale, actually, by Sierra Marchetti. So the wheel is also all about destiny, right? It's all about destiny, but this tells me that good news is coming in, but please be sure to prioritize what's being asked of you, Gemini, and exercise integrity while doing it, because understand that this is a very fated situation, right? As you remember, Jupiter rules the wheel, and Jupiter is always this very sort of intimate dance with karma. So you want to make sure that you're handling everything on the up and up, but this is really good news coming in, and this is external to you, so it's coming into you. Love it. Then we have the Hangman in your fear. It's okay that you're confused. You know, listen, what are you going to do? I mean, it's not real, right? But you're unclear. You're unclear with work right now. So if you're really unclear and you're feeling very trepidatious, you know, because Mercury retrograde and Mercury is your ruler, hold back on signing any contracts or dealing with any legal matters, because things may be going on that you're not really yet aware of, but you kind of vibe intuitively. So you might experience some delays, but ultimately you are protected. So don't worry about that, you know, if you're afraid of that. So if you're really afraid of something, is I don't feel like it's very pressing right now. So just give it, you know, give it some breathing room. Look at the near future. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So this is new. This is a new offering. This is a new business partnership, a new job, a new offering of something, right? It's ace. It's brand new. So it's like something finally coming to you that's brand new, that's going to speak to your heart space. But then look at what we have here. Silly old devil. So you may be dealing right now in general with a very domineering person or difficult people, right? You might be experiencing lack of clarity having to do with contracts, your career just being really unsatisfying, you know, dominating bosses, maybe just like a toxic work environment, but where you end up staying because you feel financially trapped, you know, in the moment. But that doesn't mean something new is not coming in. So I feel like there's definitely a transition going on here. So, because remember, this is only for the week, so it would be ridiculous to say that you're running anywhere that quickly, and I wouldn't recommend that anyway. But it does seem like something really beautiful is happening in your career, Gemini. You're going to need to deal with some difficult people, but that's okay. If you have to stay where you are and keep everything status quo right now while everything else gets worked out. Okay, that's what I'm feeling here. So, stay positive. Being negative brings nothing beneficial to the situation, ever. Right? Ever. Just keep yourself busy doing other things. Great energy to create for Geminis and Virgos. Especially things that you've had working in the past. But let's see what's going on in the relationship area. Oop. Let's see what's going on, Gemini friends. What is the deal with so many, I mean, it has a good outcome, but what's the deal with so many reversals? I don't manipulate my cards. I just don't feel comfortable doing that because I feel like then I'm like fighting with spirit, and I don't think that's cool. So, but I don't know, for you and for Taurus, Aries, no. Aries was like all upright. I think maybe I got one reversal, but it's just interesting. Interesting how the energy flows out sometimes. Anyway, we have the Hermit in reverse coming into this energy. So the Hermit is a Virgo energy, and, you know, all about problem solving and really trying to get to the bottom of things, right? But psychologically, Gemini, right now, you may feel alone. Well, coming into this, right? Because this is in the recent past. You may feel alone and you may have felt alone and unsupported, and maybe even kind of lost within relationship. But this is because you didn't really want to ask for help with a situation, or you didn't really want to push a situation that you were feeling troubled by. This can also manifest as feeling victimized or martyred because you're having a really hard time moving on from a situation that you intuitively know is not very good for you. And if you're like, if you're in a space, you might be in a time where you kind of feel cut off from your friends as well. So it's just something to think about. You know, this can be a very strong message to really very much rely on your own guidance right now, you know, having to do with the relationship. So we have the Eight of Wands in reverse coming in, and we have this working with the Star. These are both reversed, so let's just talk about this. I mean, the Eight of Wands in reverse is frustration, right? Delays. Whenever we have Wands reversed, there's always a delay. And it's frustrating. So you want something to move forward, Gemini. So it's like, now there might be something going on in the career sector that's impacting the personal, you know, who knows. But it's like this communication that you really wanted to happen is not happening, or it's not at least happening now. And that's the situation. And it's creating this delay in the relationship. So we have this working with the Star reverse. So the Star reverse, Star is an Aquarius energy, and the Star, you know, in the upright, the Star is about healing. So in the reverse, it's the space of being in where it's like, you know, what's going on here? Somebody's giving up too easily. You know, are you giving up too easily? Are they giving up too easily? You know, what's going on here? But this can indicate you may be being a little too attached to a fantasy of something while overlooking the details of the situation right now. You know, or you may even feel pulled into like a false sense of security in something that has no real foundation or little chance of actual success of working out. An additional meaning is just feeling right now that you don't have the support that you need right now in the relationship that you're in. Now we have the Seven of Coins in the reverse as the crowning. So the Seven of Coins in reverse, again, this is another sort of like giving up, right? Feeling like you're putting all this work in, and it's like, for what? Why am I doing this? A lot of you guys might be feeling like, why am I sticking in this? Why am I even doing this? Because you're not feeling like, not that you're looking for a reward, because it's such a lame word, but you're not getting the reciprocity back in the way that you would really like. You're giving, but you're not receiving. Or they might be doing a lot of the work and you just can't be bothered to do that, because maybe you're in just a strange space right now within relationship, and you just feel like you're giving up too soon. You're kind of lazy with the relationship, and it's the kind of thing where it's like, I know, but I kind of can't help it because I'm just not feeling it in the way that I really want to. And it could be because other things are going on in your life. There could be many things going on with it. It's a minor arcana. It doesn't mean that it's, forever. We do have the foundation. We have the King of Cups in the reverse. Now, this is a manipulative energy, not going to lie. Now, this doesn't mean it's you. This could be an energy that you're dealing with. When we're talking about the center line in a Celtic cross spread, it's really the situation that's going on. Right? So this can be a person or just the general energetic influence of this time where there's a lot of emotion, a lot of emotion kind of bubbling right underneath the surface. And with that is a bit of manipulation, somebody very much wanting their own way, and it's almost like because of that, there can't be this clear movement forward right now. All right? But then we have you with the Three of Cups. This is a great energy. Friendship, celebration, circle of support, hanging out with your friends. This could even be hanging out with your partner. Like you guys are maybe in this space where you just can't get it together, but you're still trying. So it could certainly be that, where it's the Three of Cups comes after the Two of Cups, where there's been this proposal of let's try to work this out. And so you giving it your best. But, what you're feeling as a result of that is going to be very individual to each of you. Is the external energy that's impacting you is the Queen of Cups in reverse. And you might be dealing with somebody, first of all, who has some sort of addiction. Somebody who's very, very insecure. Maybe even somebody who's kind of smothering. Because this is an external energy that's impacting you. It's impacting you right now. So if you're going through this and you've made the decision where you're not in contact with this person, you're just hanging out with your friends, doing you, enjoying your life, focusing on other things, because you may be dealing with an unhealthy person, insecure. Again, they might have some addictions. Is the Queen of Cups energy. Now, as far as this relationship goes, your want and your fear is the world. Which is, the world is a beautiful energy, right? It just is. It's happiness. It's fulfilling and loving. And, being with the right person on the right path after having gone through a lot, which is an important point. Because we don't get the world energy when we just meet somebody. The world energy can either be understood as a long-term relationship where you've gone through a lot and you want to really work things out, or it could just be a general energetic influence where that's what you want. You want that you want that world energy in relationship, happiness, fulfillment, loving. But you're afraid that you're not going to have it. You're afraid you're not going to have it. But look in the near future. Four of Wands. This is great. Four of Wands is beautiful. This is a homecoming energy, first of all. It's a reunion energy. It's getting to that next space. It's that next stage in something. It's a very strong foundation. It's after the Three of Wands where you guys have had that discussion where we're going to work at this, where are we going to live, what are we going to do, what's it all going to look like, talking about the plans with the Three of Wands, and the Four of Wands is actually bringing those into fruition. So if things have been very stagnant, very stuck, I do see in the near future things finally moving forward. And then we have the Emperor energy. So the Emperor energy in relationship is, I think, a really nice energy because it's really about addressing very practical matters, first of all, in a current relationship. For those of you who happen to be single, this is indicative of meeting somebody new. It can be. But this is where situations are going to be running smoothly overall. It's just important to set boundaries, protect your vision of, of what's yours, and, how you feel about a certain situation. Just because this is an Aries energy, and Aries likes things their way, they can be a little closed-minded, but it's a lot of planning. The Emperor is a leadership energy. It's, it rules, it's an Aries energy, which is ruled by Mars. It's about a fresh path, a new perspective. Come on, let's go. So I like this. I see there being a strong foundation, but keeping it, within the realm of reality, guys. Just make sure that as things roll out, that there's not just one of you running the show. Because that's always the danger when we get the Emperor energy. Because the Emperor, again, is the baby of the zodiac. It's like an innocent baby that just wants what they want because they want it, right? And so there's no malice here with the Emperor upright. There could be some stubbornness. So it's just something to keep in mind as you guys are straightening things out, because it does look like a beautiful outcome here for you guys. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.